When you walk into a grocery store, you'll usually see two kinds of eggs, white eggs and brown eggs. Most people assume the brown ones must be healthier, more natural, or simply better. After all, they often cost more. But here's the surprising part. The real reason eggs come in different colors has nothing to do with nutrition, farming methods, or quality. And once you learn the real reason, it's almost unbelievably simple. For years, people have argued about which eggs are better. Some believe brown eggs are organic by default. Others think white eggs must come from factory farms. Because brown eggs are often more expensive, many shoppers assume they must be the healthier choice. But when scientists compared the two, they discovered something interesting. Inside the shell, white eggs and brown eggs are almost identical. So if the nutrition and taste are basically the same, why do eggs come in different colors at all? The answer is surprisingly simple. It comes down to the breed of the chicken. Different breeds of chickens naturally lay eggs of different colors. Some chickens lay white eggs, while others lay brown eggs. But here's an interesting detail. In many cases, you can actually predict the color of the eggs a chicken will lay just by looking at a small feature on the bird itself. A chicken's earlobes. Yes, chickens have earlobes. Chickens with white earlobes usually lay white eggs, while chickens with red or darker earlobes often lay brown eggs. How eggs get their color. Eggshells are mostly made of calcium carbonate, which naturally forms a white shell. So technically, all eggs start out white. However, in chickens that lay brown eggs, something extra happens during the final stage of egg formation. A natural pigment called protoporphyrin is added to the shell. This pigment coats the outside of the egg and gives it its brown color. If the pigment isn't added, the egg simply stays white. So brown eggs are basically white eggs with an extra layer of pigment on the shell. Do brown eggs taste better? Many people believe brown eggs taste better. But the taste of an egg mostly depends on what the chicken eats, not the shell color. Chickens that eat a richer diet can produce eggs with slightly different flavors. But this can happen with both white eggs and brown eggs. Nutritionally, the two eggs are also almost identical. They contain the same proteins, vitamins, and minerals. If you crack open a white egg and a brown egg side by side, the inside will look almost exactly the same. Why brown eggs are sometimes more expensive. So if brown eggs aren't healthier, why do they often cost more? The reason again comes down to the chickens. Breeds that lay brown eggs are often larger birds, and larger chickens eat more food. Because farmers spend more money feeding and raising them, the eggs they produce can be slightly more expensive. But the higher price doesn't mean the eggs themselves are better. It simply reflects the cost of raising the chicken. So the next time you see white eggs and brown eggs sitting next to each other in a store, remember that the difference isn't about nutrition, taste, or quality. It all comes down to the chicken that laid the egg. And sometimes, you can even predict the egg color just by looking at the chicken's earlobes.